Hey, Randy, how you doing? Today I want to work with some 5-4, and I didn't write any PDF sheets. They're not completed yet, but everybody's going to be getting them. And hopefully I will get some donations. It's hot. So we're going to work with 5-4, and I want to try to bring in, not today, but the transitions from different time signatures. For example, 4-4 to 7-8, or 5-4 to 11-8, things like that. I want to make the transition. I want to explain the concept of that. Today, all I'm going to do, we're going to play that ostinato from the Take 5 um, tune. And the ostinato is predicated upon the bass drum and the hi-hat. The bass drum is constant on the count of 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The hi-hat is on 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the basic pattern that we're going to use. And then I'm going to show you some possible cymbal patterns. The cymbal pattern is usually open, and the difference between constant and open is you freely can play whatever you would like against the ostinato. So if I take the ostinato, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything you want to do with the right hand, so it's kind of open. So what I want to do, a lot of people are having a problem with that ostinato. It's a simple ostinato, but they seem to complicate it. All you're going to be doing is playing that bass drum on the count of 1, the hi-hat on 2 and 4. So now let's take ourselves to a place that we've never been. And let's kind of strengthen that ostinato. Let's play against it. So here's what we're going to do. I've given a ton of exercises from the stick control book in 4-4. So what we're going to do now is expand on the stick control book and play it in 5-4. How do we do that? It gets a bit confusing eventually. In the beginning, it's really simple. You're playing eighth notes in 4-4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if I'm playing that in 5-4, all I'm going to do is add 2 more eighth notes to the measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 3 and 4 and 5 and. However, to get used to playing against with the ostinato and playing that against the ostinato, you want to work the bass drum and hi-hat in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pop. Simple pattern. And it might look simple, but you're used to playing 3, 4 in 4-4. So you want to expand it to 5-4. 3, 4, 5, 1. Now what's going to happen, line 1 and line 2 is pretty easy because it's constant. Line 3 rather, is a 2-measure increment that you're going to have to become accustomed to. Because you're starting with the right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now 5 and is going to be a right. 5 and. Now you're going to start the next measure with the left. 1 and 2 and 4 and 5. Back. 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, that's with the bass drum on the count of 1, the hi-hat on the count of 2 and 4. Also, when you're doing the paradiddle, line 5, it has to go over to a 2-measure increment to come back to where you started. I'll do it without the feet. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 5 and 1. You see you're back. So you have the 2-measure increments. So if you get accustomed to that, working the bass drum 1, the hi-hat 2 and 4, and expanding on the line, put 2 additional eighth notes on the end of the line, but maintaining the sticking pattern. All right, and the vamping pattern. Now, the vamping pattern is also going to help you with that ostinato with the foot. I'm going to do a 4-measure vamping pattern with the right hand, eighth notes. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 4, 5, 1. You want to extend the vamps. Now that's just the basic thing, and I don't want to go through the whole page. And I'm going to kind of write it out for you as I'm going to label the PDFs as the 5/4 journey. And with that extra eighth note, it just does change the feel. It really does. So I'm establishing the cymbal patterns. I'm going to establish how to do the stick control book with the vamps. I'm going to write it all that out. Marcio, how are you? All right, and I'm going to send them out. Now, like I said, I've done a ton of lessons with stick control formulas. And now what we're going to do next, instead of just doing the formulas in 4/4, we're going to do them in 5/4. And it's not that it's boring. It's not that it's a review. The objective is to make that ostinato on the bottom correct. The bass drum is on the count of 1. The hi-hat is on the count of 2 and 4. Now, the way I play that and the way I stay in place, I'm going to play just the hi-hat. And I use a heel and toe, but then I use another heel at the end of it. I'm going heel, toe, that's 1, 2. Heel, toe, that's 3, 4. Then a heel on 5. And then again, a heel on 1, then a close, 3, 4, 5. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, heel, toe. We got that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. You use that as not a weapon, but as a reference, as you're playing from that. The bass drum's simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. So you keep it going. Who is this? Big Bubba. How you doing, Ed? Where you been, man? Fishing? So now, the count of 5/4, using the stick control book, extending, putting 2 more eighth notes on it, but maintaining the sticking. The bass drum on the count of 1, the hi-hat on the count of 2 and 4. And the vamping, 4 measures with the right. 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, that's 4/4. You can get a banga. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on and so forth. So you get that going on, and you get the feel for 5. Just how, do a no-brainer. If you don't want to follow the sequence of stick control, no problem. But I advise that only because you're playing what you're told to play inside of 5/4. And that gives you a lot more discipline and a lot more strength. But if you want to just do a no-brainer, I'm just playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3. I don't want to go into that now. Not yet. Okay. Now, I've given in 4/4 the triplet fill-ins. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the... Do we remember them, gentlemen? Now we're going to go do that in 5, maintaining the foot pattern, the feet. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 5 and the... So on and so forth. Another good one, you know, I'm not going to do the whole page. You understand it. If you don't understand it, I will re-explain what the triplet fill is. And remember, if you're doing, say, something like line 3, it's 1 and the 2 and 3 and the 4 and the 5 and the 1 and... Now 1, the first time you did it started with the right hand. The second measure, you're going to start with the left, and it's going to come around for a 2-measure increment back to the 1. So just hang out, even if you just sit there and go 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 5 and the 1 and the 2. So on and so forth. Another good exercise, I've given a formula as R equals 3 rights, L equals 3 lefts. So I take the first pattern of page 5, right, left, with that formula. In 4, it's 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the... Now I'm going to play it in 5. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 5 and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. And you're back, another 2-measure increment. What I really want to do, and this is preparing you for it, is take a time signature like 4/4 and make the transition, say 4/4 to 7/8, 4/4 to 7/8. Now, it's not, you know, you're talking artistic kind of work here, being creative and trying to develop a tremendous amount of coordination and developing time. You know, most of us drummers that are on this right now, we have the money beat going on. And when I say money beat, it's just a matter of 1, 2. We're playing a commercial gig. We're playing in a bar. We're making our $100, $200 a night. And we're playing cover tunes or tributes to Chicago or Blood, Sweat, and Tears or Sting or whatever. Sting's a little bit more complicated. All right, but like, for example, if I'm playing 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want to go into 7/8, what happens here? Well, mathematics does not change. The quarter note equals 2 eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 7, 8 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. I'm going back. I'm going to go into the 4/4. So the bass drum is going to change. Who's this? Ludwig fan. Who's Ludwig fan? What's your name, Mr. Ludwig? Okay, all right. It's not easy to teach that. We have to learn how to count it and make the transition first, and then play some actual phrasing and melodies. Mr. Ludwig, fan. Who may you be? Your real name, please come forward. I know Randy. I know Marcio. I know Ed. And you're new, I guess. I'm not certain. Anyway, next week there might be a change with a few things here. Okay? I might do my lessons instead of Monday and Wednesday at 4 p.m. I might just hit 7:30 on my site on Monday, on YouTube on Tuesday, on Wednesday, my site at night, 7:30, and 7:30 on was it Thursday? Okay, Robin. All right. Now, I hope it's going to be convenient. It might not be for long. I think, I'm trying to serve the people in Australia, South America, Canada, California, so on and so forth. So I'm going to be changing the time thing. If you want to check at 4 p.m. if I'm here, fine. If not, I definitely will be here at 7:30 that day. That's on Tuesday and Thursday, instead of 4 p.m., 7:30 p.m. On Monday and Wednesday on my site, mappatelalivelessons.com. That's going to be 7:30. Okay? Is that okay with everybody? Also, I'm having a difficult time here. You know, I spend a lot of time giving these lessons, and they're free, and they're going to stay free. I'm going to keep it going because I love what I do. I like making new friends, and I like helping people, and I learn a lot from you guys. Okay? However, donations are accepted to help me continue this, make it easier for me. I'm not asking for a tremendous amount of money, maybe $5, $10, once in a while would help. You could always put it into my um, PayPal account, which is mattpatella1001@gmail.com. If you so seem it's not necessary, but it would be nice. I do send a tremendous amount of PDFs out. I do send out, I do the lessons all the time, and I don't charge anyone. Randy was the only one who signed up on my site at night. Okay, let me put my email in it, and if you don't have the PDFs, I will send them out to you. All you have to do is email me, and I will send them to you. If you don't email, I won't be able to put you on my mailing list. Now, is that okay with you guys? Or is that asking too much? I want some feedback here, if it's possible. I will also, for the month of July and August, keep my site open as well. It'll be free, as long as I get some donations. Okay, guys? Is that fair enough? Please, feedback. What time signature was that in, gentlemen? Almost 5-4. I was making it 6-4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So on and so forth. Okay, what we're going to do. Well, what I'm going to do, Robin, is I'm going to keep it open. And that means that you don't have to sign up and pay anything. It's going to be like this. It's going to be free. So if you check it out, because it's a different kind of lesson when I do those lessons at night, it's free. So like I said, for July and August, I'm going to keep it open. After that, I don't have to close it. And if I don't get any donations, I'm not going to be able to continue this. And I thank you for that, Randy. That did help. I have to pay for the streaming company, And, for all the equipment that I have, and I'm not asking anybody for a tremendous amount of money. I mean, $5, a dollar in my PayPal account. Okay, if you want to join the site, that would be fine too. Let me put the site down, and that's $19 a month. Here's the site. Okay, now, Robin, please email me. I'll send you a ton of PDFs. I have to send out a tremendous amount of PDFs. I am working on the 5.4. The 5.4 will be completed by Monday. Well, actually for Tuesday at 7:30. Okay? It's summertime. I have a family, and I need to hang out with them for a little bit during the day. So 4 o'clock, makes me at 2 o'clock come in here, other than my teaching and practicing and writing. My writing is done mostly in the evening. Okay? Yeah, well, I agree with that, Randy. Musicians do need to get paid. And I just, love what I do. I love to share what I've learned to whoever would like to listen to it, and hopefully it helps them. Now, I think I have a ton of things to offer, as opposed to me demonstrating my abilities, as opposed to teaching you how to develop your abilities in your own voice. I've noticed, I put something here, well, let's learn how to read. People walk away from that. And whether they realize it or not, they don't have to get a gig where they're reading. But, look at all the instructional books, all the great books that are out there. If you don't know how to read, what the hell's the sense of those books? You're not going to be able to handle them. You don't understand them. Also, it teaches you, first off, which is really primary, how to keep time, understand the language of drumming, understand the math of notation, how to make changes from, say, 4/4 to 7/8, or 4/4 to 5/8, or 7/8 to 5/8 to 4/4 to 3/4. And there's a lot involved here. How to understand the level system. I'm getting feedback on my Facebook pages, all of the art of drumming groups. See, I have an attitude, I guess, and people just don't understand. I'm going to stay truthful to myself. I don't care what anybody else says. This Moeller system, the Stone system, the Adler system. Well, that's all good. That's how people communicate. That's fine. But in my opinion, there is no such thing. It's the laws of physics. That's what it is. As simple as that. All right. Somebody posted a video the other day, and it was in, not rebuttal, I guess, but in correction of me. Okay, fine. I like to be corrected. I love it because I learned by that. But don't tell me that I play stiff, because that is the last thing I do. When I explain something, whatever it might be, if it's a paradiddle, a Rademachew, a single 4/4-stroke rough, whatever you want to call it, I demonstrate it as to what is actually occurring. Okay? Many years ago, I made a couple of videos explaining the levers. Does everybody know what the levers are? They're like wheels that intertwine and they go around. Well, that's what your hand is. Your fingers, your wrist, your elbow, and your shoulder. I do not play stiff. My whole body is totally relaxed. I allow the stick to do what it's supposed to do. I control the stick. All right, without me controlling the stick, I'm going to have a problem. So I teach controlled strokes using the laws of physics, aka the level system. Loud sound. Downstroke. Tap. Up. That's all you need. You know, everybody's talking about a whip. There's no whip. We're coming up from here like this. That is an arm stroke, and that is pounding the drum. If I'm here and want one sound, and I want to get a louder sound, my stick has to go in a different position to get ready to hit that sound. I'm going to play eighth notes and accent the one. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And that's not stiff. That's what's occurring in slow motion. If I show you a paradiddle, how could somebody show you a paradiddle like this? That's a paradiddle. Go home and practice it. That's total nonsense. I'm showing somebody how to do a paradiddle like downstroke, upstroke, tap, tap. That's what's occurring when you're playing a paradiddle. A lot of guys play a paradiddle like this. Then lift. That's stiff, and that's wasting time. You'll never be able to develop any sense of speed that way. I explain what happens when you're playing, whatever you're playing, with the stick slow motion. It might look like I'm stiff, but when I'm playing, I am far from stiff. I don't use this nonsense. That's an arm stroke. Or when I'm doing doubles, you know, I don't consider. There's 3 gripping positions in my book. There's the German, the French, and the traditional. Now they have the American. I have no idea what that is. And the guy's demonstrating doubles, like he's going like this, and then he's turning his hand over and doing the French like this and coming up. I have no idea what that is, but he's selling it. Same thing with throwing a stick down. I follow it back. You have to remember that the stick is an extension of your hand. You're actually playing with your hands. You have this in your hand. I'm playing with my hands, but I'm using the stick to hit the drum. It's simple. I'm putting a video all together about not the controversy, but what it is. It's the laws of physics, and that's what it is. If you ever happen to watch Jojo Mayer, his video, he'll explain it to you very well, the laws of physics. When I went to Joe Morello, I was playing like this, which is an Adler system, which is totally ridiculous, and squeezing the accents. Now, when I squeeze an accent, my hand becomes tight. The shock of the stick goes up my arm, and I'm going to develop carpal tunnel syndrome. Also, there's another moron out there, and I say moron because that's what it is. He's throwing a stick down, opening his hand, and catching it. That's totally unnecessary. What is that about? When you throw the stick down, you follow it, you throw it down, you keep your hand in position, and you follow it back. When you throw the stick down and you open your hand and close it, that's an additional movement which is totally unnecessary. And it creates muscle tension here. I just had enough of this nonsense with these guys. That's stiff. And also when I'm playing this, I'm playing low. I want to get an accent, I'm coming up like this. The faster I play, I don't have time to come all the way up, so I have to use my elbow as a pump. That's ridiculous. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree, but that's okay, because I'm going to stay tuned. I'm going to stay to my guns here, and that's what I teach, and that's what it is. Anybody wants to challenge that, step forward and give me the challenge. This is ridiculous. You know, moving around a drum set is nothing. It's a physical thing. And if it doesn't apply musically, it serves no purpose. I I could break down everything I just did and show you the motion of what is occurring. All right. I won't be back on this channel till Tuesday at 7:30. And again, if you feel it in your heart to give me a donation, $5, $10 to keep me going with this, it's not necessary, but it would be very nice of you. I think that I've kind of earned it. It would help me out. So with all that being said, and me ranting and raving, you will all get PDFs for Tuesday's lesson, a ton of them. And if you want to check at 4 p.m. if I'm on, if I'm not on, I will be on at 7:30 p.m. Everybody understand that? Okay, Ed, Robin, Marcio. You're welcome, Randy. And that's help. That makes me feel good when somebody says thank you. It takes a lot of work to write these PDFs. Okay. You're welcome, Ed. You're welcome. All right, with all that being said, my email's there. If you you want the PDFs, email me. I'll send them to you. If you want to do a donation, my email's at PayPal. That's my PayPal account as well. All right, gentlemen. Have a good night.